Okay, so
All right, so now it's time to
let's do
talk
it.
Deadpool, Wolverine, unfiltered. First
Yes.
impressions. Do you want to tell me what you thought?
Oh, I thought, wow, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I'm so doing it. And yeah, my I think my biggest impression is that whether you thought that like Marvel is not ready to take on X-Men, or you thought that like we don't even need the live action X-Men, you're wrong. They're ready. We need them. We're gonna see them. It's gonna be perfect. And comic book accurate costumes. Oh my God. So these are my thoughts.
Okay, okay. Like I love how much enthusiasm you have because I remember you were a little nervous. Like we were both a little nervous
Yeah.
before it came out. So
I figured out why. I figured out why because I had the same issue with Spider-Man No Way Home, but I'm not a fan of that movie. I One of my least
really,
favorite. Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of my least favorite Marvel movies. And my issue was that people had a lot of expectations, and I think that it went too hard on like fulfilling those expectations and lost something in the process, which I was afraid that the same thing might happen to this movie if they like start packing it with cameos and packing it with references and stuff. They did all that, but it worked. So
well, I might disagree with you a little bit on something. So like I love No Way Home. I thought
yeah,
it
sure, a
was
lot of people do.
like it lived up to my expectations, and you know, I kind of feel like this movie. I mean, we all knew going in it was going to have like a ton of cameos, and it was
Yeah,
going to be a huge like cameo fest. And a lot of it worked for me, but I don't know if it all worked for my audience. Like, I don't know if everybody was like, "Oh, it's that,"
but wasn't
like there were times
supposed
where
to.
I was the only one who clapped for Laura, and I was embarrassed. I was like, what's wrong with you people? You are here on
Whee!
opening night, and you don't know who Laura Kinney Wolverine is. Like, but it's okay. I'm not gonna try to like judge other people. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, the cameos were also like I don't think that they overdid it because even if you weren't in the conversation or in this what is it, this circle this whole time, you still get some references and you still know what's going on.
yeah,
And
like
for
I think
some
they did a
reason,
good job with that.
in my theater, there was like a loudest cheer for Blade.
I
The
was cheering for
loudest.
Blade. That made the movie for me. I was like, I'm just waiting. Like from the beginning, I was like, I'm just waiting for Blade. Is Blade gonna show up? Is Wesley Snipes gonna show up? So I knew that the CW Blade was gonna show up. When the CW Blade was on the screen, nobody said a thing. Nobody even cared. Like, did you catch CW Blade over there? Like in the
No.
background, he was there. He was one of Cassandra Nova's like minions.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when
yeah.
Wesley Snipes showed up, I was like, ah, like I died. I was so excited
For
because
me,
like,
I was super excited when I saw the card,
oh
but then
yeah,
I was
for
like, oh my God,
Gambit.
oh no. You know what? Let's just talk about it because we're already in that. Let's just talk about. Do you think this movie would have worked when it was like in the when they were about to make it, when they wanted to make it, the
Like
Gambit movie?
before the Fox merger,
Yeah, yeah,
or before they bought Fox. Like do I think the Gambit movie would have worked?
yeah.
Um,
Be honest.
that's a tough question. Like I feel like because this was like because everyone knows that it was never made. Like people who know about it know that Channing Tatum wanted to be Gambit, and like it just never happened. I feel like they leaned into like the comedy of it, and like
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been as much played for a joke had they done it when they were gonna do it. But like
that's
the fact that
true.
they played it for a joke in this movie was hilarious. Everybody was
Especially the
laughing at his
accent.
accent, and
Yeah.
then but it wasn't
Sometimes
complete.
he just was saying gibberish.
He was. It was so funny, but I love that it wasn't a complete joke because when it came to the action, the cards, like
Yeah.
the way he
I
took
think
out some of
they
those
kept
people.
some stuff though. They kept some stuff. They didn't go all out because they want to keep some stuff for live action Gambit, the Gambit. But
Sure, like
honestly, I think that like this movie would have never worked because the first time I saw the news, I was like, he doesn't look like Gambit. Like that's not the Gambit I want to see.
I
Because
feel like he looks even less like Gambit now.
yeah. Because
I
Gambit
mean,
has
like
to be like this lean guy, and he has to have like look at X-Men '97 Gambit, and look what he did to millions of people around the world. That's what he has to be like.
I mean, Channing Tatum in his career has been a sex symbol in his own right, but like he's not.
To
He
some
never really
people,
struck me as Gambit. He never really struck me as a Gambit.
yeah.
I was kind of. I mean, that Cajun accent was like everything. Like he did his homework, I think, because it was hilarious. But I mean, it did sound Cajun. It didn't sound like something far off. Like he was just bad at it, you know. Um,
Just sounded like gibberish.
yeah. um, and so the costume, like you said, it was pretty accurate. I don't know if it looked good. I mean, it looked
That was a little big.
okay. Like it looked fine for what it was, but it's like I mean, it's a hard costume to pull off in live action.
It's difficult, but I think we're gonna like see that made perfectly.
On the right
Mhm.
actor, I think it could look
Yeah.
a little better. Um, I mean,
Also,
I
they didn't
mean,
do the eyes. That was odd to me that they didn't do the eyes. They lit up
yeah,
at, when he used his powers, but they weren't like black eyes with red.
yeah, that's a signature thing. We gotta have that.
Yeah, we
Like
gotta have the eyes, the
When
charm.
X Men Evolution got it wrong, they fixed it later on. They were like, "Oh, we gotta go
Yeah,
back and color it the right way."
yeah. Because people are not gonna take it.
No, we're not
Gambit
gonna
has a
take
loyal
it.
fan base. Yes, no, we're not gonna take it.
um, but yeah, Gambit. Oh my God, the whole team of rejects. You had Gambit, Elektra, Jennifer Garner, Elektra,
Yeah. Which was
we said
also
Wesley
like
Snipes, Blade.
shocking.
It was all shocking. I mean, I think I might have heard some rumors about it, but like I must have forgot about it because when she found out it was girl, I was like, that's Jennifer Garner, Elektra.
I like when I saw the sign, I was like, "Whoo, wow!" But I haven't heard any rumors. Uh, almost any, like none. And I remember, like, I only watched one trailer, so I didn't have almost anything spoiled to me.
Good, good. Like I had
That
a
was
lot
the
that was
best
spoiled,
experience.
unfortunately. Yeah, I feel like the trailers did give away a fair amount. I didn't even try to watch all of them, but like I'm on social media, so I see a lot. And um, I think that, and they have been promoting the hell out of this movie. Like this was the
Yeah.
only big MCU this movie this year. They've been nonstop since the Super Bowl, like promotion, 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 and I think it's paying off. Like already, it's setting record numbers for the most previewed R-rated movie, and like I'm sure the box office is going to be huge. Um, um, but what was the point I was going to make? Um, I lost my
Spoilers?
train of thought.
About spoilers?
Um, Yeah, spoilers. Like, so I was spoiled for like Blade. I knew Blade was rumored to be in it, but I didn't know for sure. So I was excited to see him pop up. But the biggest surprise I gotta say for me was Chris Evans. I had
Oh my God.
zero expectation that Chris Evans was going to be in this movie, and then when I saw him, I'm like, oh, is he Captain America? Did he come back to be Captain America? Because like
Did
I've
you
read lots
notice
of
that
comic books with
the
Deadpool as
first
Captain
time
America.
the first time you see his hand, like his arm, over here, it has some red. Like he has something red taped here. So you think it's Captain
I don't look
America.
at Chris Evans' arms. When I see Chris Evans, the first thing I'm looking at is not his arm.
I think everything else was covered, okay? I was looking at the arm.
No, but even his face, got a very handsome face.
Well, that's true.
Um,
Yeah.
but I just gotta say, like when he turned into the Human Torch, I died. I was like, this is so perfect. Like,
I again, it was like, oh, she's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. The Avengers, flame on.
oh no, like if he had been Captain America, I would have felt like, is this really the time to come back as Captain America? But for
Yeah,
him to
yeah,
come back
yeah.
as Human Torch, though, that is so
That
funny to
was
me.
perfect.
Like, can I just say, I feel like this movie was really a love letter to millennials. Like, did you get that
And to
feeling?
Fox.
Yeah, like Fox and just in general comic book fans. Like, it was
Yeah,
very comic booky and like I said, comic book accurate in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah.
um,
It's like
but
really, it's like a comic book that pulls everything from everywhere. It's perfect. And
but
yeah,
like
it does give some show some appreciations to people who grew up with these movies, which I very much
yeah,
appreciate
the
because I
movies,
did.
but also like the needle drops, like the soundtrack and the music. Like there were so
Yeah,
many '90s, 2000 era like songs. I'm like, is Gen Z
it
gonna
was
appreciate this movie because like millennials, we're gonna eat this up. Like,
it was very different to not sing along.
hmm
I definitely like hummed a lot, especially the
so
like a
Polly,
prayer.
right, like Polly, I gotta say, so I did a little bit of homework because I was like, okay, I gotta make my no context spoilers for this movie using Glee. So, did you ever watch Glee?
I have, yeah.
All right, so here's what I got. So this is basically no context spoilers for um, Deadpool and Wolverine. You got Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
You've got Bye Bye Bye
Oh yeah,
in sync. You've got You're the one I want. You are the one I want. They did Grease. And then last but not least, we got Good Riddance. I hope you had the time of your life.
also
Like,
had like Avril Lavigne.
yeah, I'm with you. I do love that song. Like my
Yeah,
little millennial heart. Like I fucking love
my favorite
Avril
of them
Lavigne.
all. Oh, and uh, was it the Power of Love? Right, that song. I think it was there too, from the Back to the Future.
Maybe I didn't catch that one, but maybe yeah. Like
Yeah, I
there
think
was
it
a
was
lot of
there.
songs, and it was just like wow, like wow. I'm still stunned by everything that happened in this movie.
Yeah,
Like
it's
even
absolutely.
the beginning, it came right out the gate. He's violating Logan's grave in the
Oh,
movie,
that
and
was.
he's very meta commentary. Like, you didn't think we would do this, but we're doing it. Digging up Logan's skull. He's like, oh, you're dead. Like that's the dead one.
I
And he
mean,
beats the bad guys with it for like so long. It's like a
that skeleton
long
was
action sequence.
amazing.
It was really cool.
It looked really cool. It looked a little like a lot like the Wolverine from the movies. Actually, even the mode.
Yeah, the action scene came out the gate letting you know this is not a typical Disney movie. It's gonna be rated R. It's gonna be more violent and bloody than any
But you know
other
what?
Disney movie
It
that
was
they've done yet.
it was rated R. It was bloody, but it wasn't as bloody as Netflix for some like Netflix Daredevil shows, for instance. It was kind of very carefully done because well, it wasn't too much. Although,
I think part of it is the humor. Like the humor kind of like
yeah,
takes the edge off of it.
yeah, but also they like when they puncture someone with the claws. God, well, all the words just escaped my brain from the excitement. When Wolverine, for instance, punctures someone with his claws, they don't show skin; they show fabric. And then they show blood, but they don't show like skin or cut wounds, stuff like that. So
Yeah,
they're
and
pretty
everyone is
careful with
pretty like
that.
covered up in like a lot of
Yeah.
layer and armors and
Mm-hmm.
clothes. Now I do want to mention though that this movie continues a trend that a lot of movies have fallen into that I do not like. where they killed black people like first. Like, did you notice
Oh,
that? Like the
I did
first
not
guy who
notice that.
died, the first guy who died, I think it was a TV agent, and he was black. And like, and then they kept having like every time the TVA agents would pop up, like the main one would be like a black guy, and he would just get like murdered instantly. Like I'm like,
Also, I think didn't weren't they only the ones who got lines?
yeah, like
So they were
there's a.
standing in the front.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
So I don't
complicated.
know if that was like just a unconscious choice or an intentional thing,
Uh,
or but I noticed stuff like that and I don't like it. Lots of Marvel movies do that actually, like Endgame, Infinity War did that. Um, Lots of
to
movies do it.
pay closer attention to this.
Like it's a horror movie trope specifically, but Marvel's not above it. And like it's 2024. Like I
Did we not
mean,
do that?
granted, a lot of people died in this movie, and people of all races and genders and stuff. But in general, though, it's just I, if you're looking at you know race, which sometimes we have to do to point out inequities. Like the heroes of this movie are white guys, and they're murdering black guys, and
Yeah.
it's not cool. um, but it's not that simple. I feel like there's more nuance to it, but you know,
It's really not that hard to avoid.
yeah, I think we gotta discuss this to bring it to their attention because it's like stuff like that, like it could easily be avoided, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Cassandra Nova ripped out right out of
Oh,
the comic books.
amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah, like I mean, I had three big issues with her though. Like I was really impressed with how much it was like the comics. Like it's her going into people's brains, and like there's that
Yeah.
famous panel from the Morrison run where or Frank Quitely drew her like rummaging through. I think it was Larry Trask's face. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that was cool. But here are my three big issues. One, Cassandra Nova is supposed to be old. And this is another trend of them making all the old characters young. I
I
mean,
think it's even happened to Agatha in the comics.
yeah, it happened to Agatha. It happened to who else? I feel like it happened to someone else. Um, but it doesn't matter. The
Well,
point
to
is that
Charles and Magneto.
it's Charles and Magneto. They're always old and young. Um, but yeah, with Cassandra Noah, she's always old and wrinkly. I mean, granted, it might have been kind of weird if she was even like old and wrinkly and it's kind of scarier looking in this movie. But
Yeah, could be. But then
but
how would she maintain perfect skin living in the desert? Come on.
right,
What's she most
good point.
moisturizing with? Mutant
And so
blood?
probably she just rubs that on her face after she sticks your fingers in her brain in your brain. Um, but the second problem I had is when they when Deadpool and Logan did that little trick on her. They're like they basically turned her into her ally, and they were like, Charles would have loved you, like if he got to met you. I'm like, have you met Charles? Like, do you know their origin? Like,
Yeah.
did anyone read a comic book with Cassandra Nova in it? Because like he tried to strangle her in the womb, but he tried to kill her. He was knocking her out. Like
He
he
did
did
not
not
like
want to
her.
share life with her. She died and became like a psychic evil twin. It was just
Oh,
so funny
because
to
of
me.
him.
Yeah, like I mean, there was no time for all this exposition, but it was just funny to me how like they had this emotional moment where she's like, "Oh, Charles loved you," and he was like, "Well, Charles would have loved you too if he got to meet you." I'm like,
Hmm?
"Nah,
No.
nah."
Yeah, same. The guy was sitting like, no, he wouldn't. Also, I mean, Charles didn't even love Yo.
He liked having Wolverine around. He's like, "I
Well,
need
he
a killer."
liked having him, yeah. But he didn't love him or anyone
It's arguable. I mean,
or anything.
they were really close in Logan, like when they were the last two ones standing, when he was like
Yeah.
his old dad, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
but he needed him again.
true. Also my third point. Why were all the villains British? Like Cassandra Nova had a British accent. She's
You
not
really
British.
have to ask that question.
Yeah, like she's not
Monarchy.
British. She's from New York. Like, I don't even know.
I
She's
mean,
from the
neither
womb.
is
Like, she
like
doesn't even
Charles,
exist.
but
So,
they always pictured Charles as kind of British. I don't know. It's
well,
because he
at the
has a
very
really
least,
big house.
with Charles, it's played as like a New Englander accent. It's like it's played as like
Oh,
it's like a Mid Atlantic, like a little bit more formal way of speaking, but it's not like explicitly British. Like, and then thank God Emma Frost wasn't in this movie with a fake British accent, or else I would have been
yeah.
really mad. But it was Cassandra Nova, and it was like that henchman guy who was like in a lot of the movie. Like I'm like, who is this British guy who's picking up a lot of screen time, who's pretty lame? Like
I don't mind because, like, I think that British accent, just because it's so, you know, posh, it sounds a little evil
yeah, yeah,
to me, at
I get
least.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I see
so
how, like, a lot of villains have British accents. Also, maybe they're trying to, like, elevate themselves.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, other than that, like her costume, her behavior, her powers, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, at least
Pretty
she
comic
didn't
book accurate.
listen to classical music because that trope is done with villains.
Yeah,
Like, why don't heroes ever listen to classical music?
right? Actually,
It's
I
pretty
think
damn good.
the Hulk did. The Hulk liked to
Well,
have
yeah,
some
but he's
classical
like
music.
goes into this rage state and becomes the villain.
Yeah,
And that's not
the
metal does that to you. Classical music doesn't do
no,
that to you.
no, the classical music was to calm him down. Like he used to
Oh
like
yeah.
the Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
Probably listen to
Um,
some AC/DC to get into this rage mode.
yeah, when he needs to Hulk out.
Mm.
Um,
So anyway, yeah, back to, oh, by the way, Hulk. The moment like the jumping that Deadpool did to find the right Wolverine.
when
Rem-
what happened? Remind me. I might have
Remember
missed
that at
it.
all? Like there was one that was
I
fighting
remember
the
he was
Hulk.
jumping to find her. I love that scene because the things I remember, like I loved first seeing short Wolverine. That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yes. And then I love the Age of Apocalypse one.
Yes, that
Because
was
that was like,
so
yay.
like the costume was so like and
Right?
the scenery was so great.
Yeah.
It was cheesy, but it would look fun and like I loved it.
Yeah, then that was the cover with the cross. And the cross
Oh
looked
yeah, oh my
like,
God, Wolverine
yeah.
up on the X
Yeah.
cross. Ah,
And I think the cross was like a little bit, it was a lot like in the comics, but I think that the edges of it were done like in the original X logo.
like the X, yeah, on the X and
Yeah,
X
yeah,
Men
yeah.
on the
That was
logo.
very cool.
Yeah. Um, but did you say that there was a Hulk moment there that I
Yeah, there
missed?
was one moment when he jumped into one universe and Wolverine was wearing the yellow and brown costume. And he was like, "Oh, I think that's when he was fighting the Hulk, and there was Hulk behind him."
I hope that that wasn't cut from my showings. I feel like I would have remembered that unless I was just like in a daze from everything that was
I
going
think
on.
you
Because
were like way too excited about the Age of
like
Apocalypse one.
you might have got a special edition cut of the movie though. Like they did that with
No,
Spider Verse and stuff.
I don't think
Um,
so. But like,
well, I saw Henry Cavill as
oh
Wolverine,
yeah, 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 I saw him too. Yeah.
so maybe that's why my mind was like,
Oh,
"Oh my God!" Like why
so
I did not expect him either. Like I was
tell me,
like
do
I
you
heard
think it
rumors,
means something?
like I heard rumors that Henry Cavill would be in a Marvel movie. And I think there's a lot of rumors he might be Captain Britain. I think there were even some rumors that he would be the next Wolverine. So,
I remember
I just
that
think,
it was a fan
but,
cast for
but
sure.
I really didn't expect this cameo like that for this to be his first Marvel movie. That was
Yeah,
hilarious. And then he did the
I
Mission Impossible like cocking his arms, but it was his claws. And like it was just like I love that. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Like
actually, I mean, he looked way better than I expected he would.
he did. Like I honestly don't. I don't care if this doesn't go anywhere and it's just like a one-time cameo. But if it does lead to something, I would watch it.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that was surprising.
Like, oh my God, like for him to be Wolverine and not Captain Britain, do you think he could still be Captain Britain?
Why not?
Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
I think
different
that's fine.
universes. I think that
Exactly.
that's probably the only thing like the only issue I think I have is would there be Captain Britain in Marvel like
You're
in the
right because
MCU?
Marvel they only like British villains. They don't want British heroes on the screen for some reason.
That uh but also like is he that interesting?
Honestly, yeah, I'm more interested to see his sister. But I gotta say though, did you catch like I feel like they had like a rip off Psylocke in this movie who was
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah. I was
like
watching
that
like
was
some of the videos like with Easter eggs and something
that
earlier
was one
today
of the
and they
lamest cameos because it was like not an actress we recognize, but she was in purple and then she had like a purple
weep
whip
like
instead
some
of like a
yeah I
psychic
didn't
knife.
get that it was Psylocke because Psylocke doesn't do that. She has a katana, so
I
that
think
didn't
she
make
did
any
do
sense
that
to
in
me.
the X-Men Apocalypse movie, but that was
Oh
Olivia
yeah,
Munn.
we pretend that didn't happen.
I mean, if it was Olivia Munn, maybe I would have been a little
Yeah,
more excited about it. But like otherwise, I was like, this is weird. Um,
yeah, just
but
somebody.
then they also even had like I swear that they had like a cameo of Arclight from the X3 movie. Like, do you remember that Morlocky character who had like tattoos, who was a woman? Like, I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
her name was Arclight, and like I think she was in this movie. Like, I think she had a cameo.
that could have been. That could have
Like,
happened.
like nobody's looking for Arclight, but I'm pretty sure she was there, and that was interesting to me. Um,
Probably yes, but it
any
had
other
a lot of
cameos?
things, like a lot of cameos that nobody knew they wanted, but they did.
Are there any of the others that stood out to you?
Well, I think others. Oh,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
we got B613. Is that her name from Loki?
Yeah,
The
I
TVA
think that
lady?
isn't that the organization from Scandal?
Maybe. I don't know her name. What is it? It has a B in it and some.
It had a 613 as
Okay,
from Scandal.
my bad. Okay, well, let me figure out what her name is. Because she was in this movie. Uh, you know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she was in that movie,
I think her
and
name
she
is
was.
B15.
Yeah, maybe.
And again, that makes me mad. I'm like, why don't the black characters have names? They have letters and like
Yeah, she could have
numbers.
had the name by now because she was
That's
like,
almost as bad as X23. Like
yeah,
give us like let her have a name. Like, I feel like a letters and numbers. I feel like a barcode, like a or like a some I don't know. It feels like slavery. I don't like it.
yeah, yeah.
Give
Big
her
no
a
on that.
name. I feel like they almost gave her a name in Loki season 2, or at least like
I
a
think yeah, they were
backstory.
going to do that because she had a backstory and she had like her real life. And
Hmm.
why does like Mobius have a name and she doesn't?
Right. Like I don't like it. Um, but I do like the actress. She's been in a couple of things that she's really
Hmm.
good. Um, were you surprised to see the TVA with like that British guy? I'm like, who is this British guy? He was not in Loki.
Yeah, I was trying to remember like did I like fall asleep during Loki or something? Did I not see him there? And then no, it turned out it was a new guy. But I think it makes sense because they don't want to mess with whatever is going on there in case
Yeah.
they need it. But creating like a rogue splinter of the TVA is a pretty good idea, I think.
I mean, it was kind of funny. He had some funny moments, but I was just waiting to see him get killed, and he didn't get killed in the end, which was surprising.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Did
he
you
got
expect him to
arrested.
get killed? Oh,
No?
well, IMDb says his name was Mr. Paradox. Paradox.
Yeah. Paradox, yeah.
But
So
maybe this
he
was
got
just
a
a
name too.
yeah. Well, okay. Let's move on to talk about other interesting cameos. We had Sabretooth, who was immediately killed.
Yeah, which was amazing. 'Cause
Yeah, I liked it. Um,
what
who
was the
else?
best fight, by the way?
Oh my
Because my
God.
favorite, I think my favorite part in this whole thing was when Wolverine just got on all fours and ran.
Oh my God, when he had the little Wolverine look. I love that. That was so cute.
That was so
Um,
cool.
like it's like cute and like scary at the same time. It's like he's never done that before, so I liked how he
Yeah,
looked like an actual
but
Wolverine.
he was supposed to, like, that's, we know that he's supposed to do that, and he's never done it because obviously, probably Fox thought it would be stupid.
I
It was
loved it.
not. It was awesome.
I loved everything about Wolverine in this movie. Like Hugh Jackman was acting.
Right?
Like like Ryan Reynolds was like very
Being
funny. He was
himself.
like a slapstick. He was basically like a Looney Tunes character, like Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck or something. And then you got Wolverine opposite acting like he's in a different movie, like where he's just completely serious. and oh my God, he was doing great, I thought. And the moments, a lot of them were, surprisingly emotional, like the ones that he
Yeah.
had with just various characters throughout the movie. Um, and even Deadpool himself had some emotional moments. I'll give him that credit as
Oh
well.
yeah.
But as to answer your question about favorite fight scene, off the top of my head, I'm gonna give it to the one in the car when you're the one that I
Oh,
want. Like
right.
that
Yeah.
was just so funny,
That
and
was
it was kind
so
of
bloody.
and the way they covered that car in blood and just ripped it all to shreds. Like it was just ridiculous.
It was amazing. And
But
I think there is like a promo shot with Deadpool sitting with a hammer in the back seat, and it's not that bloody.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then, wow,
Like
it
I
was
think that a
amazing.
lot of
But
the
also
action was
like,
very well done.
yeah, just epic. But also like I noticed that it feels so natural to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Like it,
We
like
gotta give
we're
that man
coming
some
home to.
credit. Like this
Oh
man's
yeah,
been Wolverine
definitely.
for how long? 24, 26
Oh,
years?
it's
Um,
24
24
at this
years.
point, yeah.
Like the entire new millennium, like since 2000, he's been Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I
The
think he's the
jokes about they're
longest,
gonna make you do this till you're 90.
right?
They're true.
Like not if they treated Joe Biden like get him out of there, they might say the same thing about Hugh Jackman eventually. But but we gotta give him credit. I think he's one of the longest superhero actors that we can think of, really. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And also,
I mean,
like, does it count that he started the MCU now?
I
Or
mean,
Blade, actually, Blade, yeah.
right? Like I think with Hugh Jackman, he might not be like the longest running hero, but he's probably had the most movies
He definitely
as
had
far as
the most
superheroes,
movies, I think.
like in the same role because like for example, Michael Keaton was back Batman in '89, and he's also was back recently for The Flash. So he had like a Michael
That's
Keaton's been around a
different.
long time. It's different,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
this was
Hugh,
consistent, and like in many movies, he had his own trilogy. He was in all X-Men movies, like almost all of them.
yeah.
And
So
now
I
he's,
honestly think he might deserve an award for that. Like, give this man an
yeah,
award before it's too late because he's acting. And this movie is dumb, but and it's going to get written off. Like I can tell already that the critics are probably not going to like this movie too much. I feel, but I think audiences are going to generally like it. And I
since
think
some seen some review from the critics who were like, if you're not in on the joke, then you're probably like better off not watching. Like, I didn't understand everything. I didn't get the references. It wasn't that great. But yeah, it's a movie for the fans. It's obvious. And I think like at this
definitely.
point, most of Marvel movies are for the fans. So
Well, it's interesting. I have heard a few stories of people deciding to watch this as their first superhero movie, and I'm like, good luck. Like,
weird
will you like it?
choice.
I don't know. Yeah, weird choice. Maybe they might like it. Maybe they might just like the humor or the action, or I don't know. We'll see. But I wonder if it will be divisive in that sense. Like, is it too much for the fans, too much fan service, or is it accessible to broader audiences?
I think that this particular movie is probably not that accessible to the new
Yeah, like
audience because
I wonder if its box office will like be huge at the start and then like trail off real quick because everybody wants to
uh
see it before they get spoiled, and then
and then they're gonna go like the second time and the third time.
well, people are yeah, a lot of people are saying they want to go back, but but we also live in the era where a lot of people are waiting for streaming. So like
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people will
true.
wait till it comes to Disney Plus or whatever. Uh,
Well, I think it's
but
gonna definitely make a billion, and then let's not forget that many people are at the Comic Con this weekend, and this is the opening
yeah,
weekend for the movie.
I think I saw someone say that they played the movie at Comic Con, like the whole movie for people. So that's cool. Uh,
Oh, so they lost those people. They're not gonna go to the theater and pay for
well,
the tickets.
they had to pay for their Comic Con
Oh,
tickets, I guess.
oh, yeah, but not the
But
same.
yeah, no, but like I'd be interested to see if it does a billion. Like, how many R movies have crossed the $1 billion mark?
I think that I saw today, I don't know, no, answering your question, but I think that today I saw the news
Maybe
article that
Oppenheimer. Did Oppenheimer cross a billion?
did it have an R rating
Yeah,
for like one scene with naked people?
I
Because
guess.
like
I didn't.
I remember watching that and thinking like, do they need to not have any clothes on in this particular scene? Like, was that very important to the story? That was kind of the first time when I thought that. It was
I
very
actually
random.
didn't watch it, so I
Yeah,
don't have much to say about it. But it was definitely
it's
rated
it's
R.
it's pretty boring.
It seemed boring. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's exactly what it seems. But anyway, back to like I think I saw an article that said that it had the biggest domestic opening day, like Deadpool and Wolverine had the biggest domestic opening day for an R-rated movie.
Yeah. As of 1 hour ago, Hollywood Reporter says that Deadpool and Wolverine heads for record smashing 195 million to 205 million opening after massive $96 million Friday. So it's definitely
Yeah.
big.
Like I
It'll
said,
easily
but
be the largest R-rated film ever.
probably yes. And speaking of R-rating, I like had some people ask me like whether they should take kids to this movie, and I don't know. It's an interesting issue because like when we were in the theater, there was a kid who obviously like he begged his mom to take him to this movie, and he was like 11, 12 years maybe. Uh, and before the movie, his mom obviously had no idea what kind of movie is that. And he was trying to explain it to her, and he was saying like it's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, oh hell no, it isn't. I'm like sitting and I'm expecting like this kid is gonna get a whooping when he comes out of this movie, or he was gonna get dragged like halfway through. And well, I don't know what happened to him. I don't think he had a good night when he came home.
Did you
He
know if they
was
stayed the
not.
whole time or did they
They
leave?
stayed the whole time, yeah, because my friend saw them leave. Uh, so she said like
Well, that's interesting.
the kid was very happy and excited, and his mom was like,
I'm sure, yeah. But
yeah,
guess what I
yeah.
found out? Guess what I found out yesterday?
Hmm?
Apparently, there's a PG-13 version of Deadpool called Once Upon a Deadpool. Have you heard of
Yeah, I
this?
know that. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and now
I didn't watch it.
I didn't, but I'm kind of interested now because I saw it like it's framed by a, a, a like a ripoff of Princess Diaries
Yeah,
with like Fred Savage and stuff.
Princess Bride,
So yeah, so, what I say, Princess Diaries,
Princess
Princess
Diaries.
Bride. My bad. I always get those titles mixed up,
Oh,
always without
how? I
fail.
mean, Princess Diaries is the one with Anne Hathaway being a princess. Princess Bride is the one with the Prepare to Die.
It's the same thing to me. It's one word difference.
My
Um,
name is Anne Hathaway. Prepare to die.
right?
Oh,
But
well, she was Princess Mia.
they should do a remake of that starring Anne Hathaway.
Yeah,
But
why not?
anyway, I did look up the top rated R movies. You wanna know what they are?
Oh, let me think. The
Not top rated, but highest box office for R movies.
something bloody like I don't know.
You'll be kicking yourself when I tell you what number one is.
What?
Joker. So
Yeah,
Joker was number one.
the Todd Phillips one.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm
It
still like
had
I
over a billion for its worldwide gross.
I saw the trailer for the second one and I was like, hey, ew, I'm not. It does look boring. That's just
Yeah, yeah, they
I
showed
ain't
the
gonna watch.
trailer for Joker 2 at my Deadpool showing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean my friends were excited for it. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the first one.
Yeah,
Um and this one I'm a little annoyed with like them changing like Harley Quinn's origin. Like she's usually a psychiatrist and now she's like an inmate, it seems to be.
yeah.
And like I
That's
get it. Sometimes you gotta change things up.
unnecessary. That's
I
unnecessary
guess.
because like her whole character is like the whole point of her character is that she's a psychiatrist, like without her mind.
I'll probably
Um,
give it a chance because I like Lady Gaga and I like musicals and I did see the first one. So although I don't want them to like ruin songs that I like with making them creepy. You know how a lot of movies will like do a creepy version of like a popular song.
yeah, I like
I'm like
musicals. I don't always like Lady Gaga. I definitely don't like Joker. I'm gonna hate watch this.
okay, yeah. Like I didn't really want to watch the first one, but some people I know did, so I
Yeah,
watched it with them. So but
it was so
it's
boring.
popular. It's definitely popular.
I
Um,
don't I don't think it's as popular as it pretends to be. It like people treat it like it's like a smart movie or clever or original take or something like that. It's none of those things really. It's
well,
well,
people
not
would
to me
disagree with
anyway.
you. I might not disagree with you, but other people might.
Well, are they here?
They are not here.
Well,
But they
they're
might
free
be
to show
listening, so
up
we don't want
next
them to
week.
like. Yeah, we don't want them to like.
Well, no,
You
no, no.
know,
I
turn off the
welcome
tail.
like negotiations.
Yes, come guys, talk to us about how much you love Joker, and then we'll kick you out. No, I'm just kidding. You're welcome. Um,
No, it's just
so
I'm happy to hear why people like it. I didn't. Doesn't
yeah,
mean that it's bad.
number one was Joker. Number two was Oppenheimer at just under a billy. Um, and three and four are the Deadpool movies. Deadpool 2 was number three. Deadpool 1 is number four.
Okay.
So Deadpool is definitely like, you know, making money.
Up there. I think that this one is gonna do well. It's probably gonna be the biggest one. Well, I hope it's gonna be the biggest one.
I think this might be my favorite Deadpool movie. Like I don't really
Yeah.
like we talked before. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan, but I feel like this movie had a lot of other things going on for it
Hmm.
in addition to Deadpool. Like Deadpool was like a central feature of it, and he did what you expect Deadpool to do. Like he brought some humor, he brought he moved a lot of the plot along, and he brought that meta humor with lots of jokes that like poke fun at us for like watching this movie. But I do want to say though, we didn't even talk about the cameos regarding Deadpool's cast. Like almost everybody from the previous Deadpool movies came back.
Yeah.
And that was cute to see them like have a little birthday party and they were alive and not dead because they were all dead at the end of the second one. Before they went back in
He
time.
fixed
So
that.
yeah, so um
Oh.
what do you think about all that?
That was very cute because, well, obviously, I don't even remember because I only watched the last time I watched the Deadpool movies was I think it was like around the time of the release when it was released on digital, and I never watched them, but I remember them pretty well. But I didn't remember like whether he saved everyone at the end, like Vanessa specifically, and whether everyone made it. But I was happy to see them all there, except I think the one odd thing that happened was that at the end Wolverine didn't recognize Colossus. He didn't like talk to him or anything. Isn't that odd?
Well, I think this was a different Wolverine,
Well,
and it
yeah,
was a
but
different Colossus. Well, not
yeah,
Colossus.
but
I was thinking Juggernaut. Sorry.
I don't know, Colossus. I mean, at the end, at the party where everyone was
Yeah,
together.
I didn't really. I didn't even really see a scene with him and Colossus. Maybe there wasn't time for it.
Yeah, but I think like if they acknowledged each other, that would be enough for me.
It would have been nice. Yeah. Was
Yeah.
Colossus there? Honestly, I didn't even notice
Yeah, he
Colossus.
was there. He was speaking in a weird
Oh,
accent.
okay.
But
Yeah, I do remember because he was like
yeah,
talking to Deadpool. But and like had everybody there. He had Yukio
yeah,
and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Like the
yeah,
um. So I thought that was nice to kind of gave Deadpool and Wolverine a happy ending. I like happy endings. I'm a sucker for them.
yeah. I was at first I was like when they were about to die, allegedly. I was like,
That
nah,
scene
that
was
can't be.
hilarious. That was hilarious the way like they spent so long fighting over who was going to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah,
And then they finally go out there and they both sacrifice themselves. And then the next thing they're just walking out like, hey, we're good.
because like
Let's
they
put on a
both have
robe.
healing factor. Come on, we
Yeah,
already know that. Uh,
that was
and yeah,
hilarious.
it was great that they didn't like when the Wolverine was about to walk away into the sunset, and it's cool that they didn't do that and they just did the regular thing. And I'm sure he's gonna be back.
Yeah, I liked seeing Logan and Laura, at the
Mm-hmm.
party hanging out, and then Logan being the wingman, like, go talk to your girl. She's right there.
Yeah,
We finally got reunited. Like,
which does not sound like Logan, we know.
right, but he finally softened up at the end of the movie. Like I actually liked how like the whole movie they have this whole odd couple vibe.
Yeah,
they just don't get along. Uh,
especially
totally
when
different
Logan looks
personalities.
at Deadpool all the time, like
Yep, and it was very funny. Like so many laugh out loud moments.
Mhm.
Um, but what I also appreciated was that one scene where Logan told off Deadpool, like he's like, "I don't like you because you're immature." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like true. Like, thank you for saying something because we don't want the
Yeah,
audiences to walk away thinking like, oh, Deadpool is like perfectly writes with everything he does. Like he is annoying and he is like kind of crazy and like he's an anti-hero, so he's not meant to
yeah,
be perfect. But
yeah,
even though it was kind of harsh, I kind of appreciated that moment just because it was like it felt kind of necessary, I think. Because
yeah. There was like I remember a lot of moments that are like that, pretty good, emotional, and bring something to the characters,
mhm.
help them develop. That's always pretty cool.
um did you like the fact that Laura put her glasses back on, like her
Uh,
sunglasses from the Logan movie?
kinda, yeah, I think it was adorable. I was thinking that with all the comic book accurate costumes, it's weird that they didn't do one for her.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, but
like
it's okay anyway.
it was cute, like it was a cute callback, but I couldn't help but feel like, well, she's so much older now. I kind of would have liked to see her graduate into something more like a Wolverine
Yeah,
costume or even just like a black costume.
like
But
X-23 costume.
right, but I mean, I get it was cute for what it was. It's a callback to the original Logan film, so but I'm like she's got to be in her 20s now. How old is she? I don't
I
know.
think I think she's
At least
like yeah in her
18. I don't
20s,
know.
but I definitely think that we could still have her be X-23 and or the Wolverine in the new movies. That would be, I
Yeah.
think that would be the way to go. Like if they don't want to cast
Make a
Logan,
freaking NYX movie. You already got Kamala Khan. You've got
that's actually a good
uh
idea.
Laura. You've got
Well, they don't have the cuckoos.
they have the gifted cuckoo. Bring her back from the multiverse.
Mm.
Um,
That wouldn't make sense because like for that to happen, they need all of that. Well, technically there
listen,
is one.
listen. That's the only time you'll ever hear me mention the gifted universe as far as like bringing it back. Like usually I'm the biggest hater of that show, so like
Why?
I just don't like that show. Like we talked a little bit about before, but like uh
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
like
actually, yeah, I remember.
like I'm surprised I even
Okay,
said
it
like
had
bring
its
someone from that
moments.
show back.
But like I think that we need the backstory for them for that to work, and I don't remember the backstory in that universe.
Well, honestly, the MCU would probably be better off making a Young Avengers over a NYX
Or what was the other one? Champions?
Champions. Yeah, that could be
I
a
think they're
little bit
gonna go
more
with
of its
Young
own
Avengers.
brand.
Yeah.
I feel like Champions is more neutral, like in the same way Defenders, like before the Defenders TV Netflix shows, they weren't really like the Defenders. Like the Defenders was a different group of characters,
Yeah.
but they co-opted the name and it worked. So I feel like they could do the same thing with the Champions. And Miss
I think
Marvel
the
was a big
Champions is a
champion.
great name.
Yeah, like they need to like get on that and like make that Marvel trademark it, you know?
No, I said I don't think that it's a great name. I think
Oh,
it's like
really?
yeah, it's like oh very sporty.
So it's
Just
Justice
like the
League,
Avengers. No, Justice League is like justice. It's like a courthouse.
but the league part, they're a league instead of a society
Oh yeah, well,
or
that's true. That's true. Well, maybe I don't know. Might work, but I think that they're gonna go with Avengers mostly because it's better, like easier to market. You don't need to
probably.
do the new thing. You don't need to explain what kind of team that is. You just can say, well, that's Young Avengers. It's like the Avengers, but young and sold.
Well, they need to do something with that because like, I've heard rumors that they're not going to do anything with that, but like they've already set it up, so like they probably should, you know, just do
Yeah,
something.
they can just leave it. They're
It
gonna
could
wait
be
till these kids are like 40.
right. They won't be young. They'll just be Avengers in the seventh movie, Avengers 7, Avengers 10, whatever. Oh God. Well,
Yeah.
um, back to mutants. Um, yeah, what do you think about mutants joining the MCU officially?
I am excited and I'm terrified. Pretty much like everyone. I think like every Marvel fan, like every X-Men fan specifically, is excited and terrified equally because we all want to see them create like a huge, huge X-Men movie because it's not really the MCU or it's not anything Marvel without the X-Men. And so I I started trusting way more. Like I'm actually pretty sure that they can pull it off now. I don't know how. I don't know what they're gonna do, whether it's gonna be a show or a movie or something else entirely, but I'm pretty confident that they can pull it off. And they can deliver on the costumes, on the looks, on the great casting. I'm sure.
Well, I'm still like I'm still like not 100% certain that you know I'm ready for whatever the direction they go into because or even that audiences are ready because like uh it's still not very clear. Like we had a lot of Fox references in this movie and it was very celebratory of the Fox universe. But I will say like at my theater it was dead silent when Pyro showed up. And like I'm a Pyro fan. Like I like Pyro, but I didn't
Like
want to be
the
that one guy be like, "Oh, Pyro." Like I just you know, and I just don't know how much longevity the rest of the Fox actors have. I was surprised we didn't see more of them. We didn't see Storm, we didn't see Jean, we didn't see Cyclops. Were you surprised we didn't see more of the Fox X-Men?
I think that I was kind of surprised, but I think it was a very good idea. I think it was a better idea to not use all of them,
Maybe save
because
some for
we're
later.
yes, definitely save some for later and save the first look, so we could see them like the new cast, the
Yeah.
whatever they're gonna bring
It,
us.
it might have been cameo overload uh
Yeah,
if they
could
had
have
brought all
been.
of them back. But yeah, I definitely liked what they did with Wolverine. Like him putting on the mask was everything. Like I think it's what a lot of fans were waiting for. I know I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, did the white eyes look a little weird in
Oh, it
live
looked a
action?
little weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but still look cool though. like
Yes, and it still looked like everything we wanted to see because all we needed was a little silliness.
right, like is it very highly unrealistic for him to pull that whole mask and cowl out of nowhere? Like it was not there. It was not like hanging off
I
his
think it
back.
was like, oh, maybe it was hidden because he had a little bit of a lump on the back. Maybe it was hidden under his costume.
He's gonna change his name from Wolverine to Hunchback, the
Yeah,
Hunchback of Westchester. But
like one of the gargoyles in the Notre Dame.
mhm. but yeah, I mean, it was very great to see him just wearing the blue and yellow and the way the
Yes.
it played into the story of it, like how he's like, I didn't want to wear this, but then all my friends died. Now it means so much to me. Like, and it's the
Like,
fact that he didn't want to share that with Deadpool, but then like I think he shared it with Laura, and I thought that was nice. And then
yeah.
maybe later on he shared it with Deadpool. I think
Uh, I think
um
he shared part of it. He said, yeah, he said, and that is where I have an issue with him. He said that he left somewhere, and he said to Deadpool in the car, I think. You know, he said he left, and the other X-Men were all in the institute probably, and they got attacked and killed. And when he came back, he regretted that he wasn't there to save them. But come on, imagine if they had like Storm, Jean Grey, Magneto, all the like big guns, the mega level mutants, and then Wolverine with his claws is gonna save them? I mean, come on. They're
right.
good, they're fine. Just because you left doesn't mean anything.
Well,
Not your fault.
I'm not sure if I am misremembering or if I just wasn't quite following the whole thing, but I felt like there was another part of the movie where he was talking about how he actually sold them out to well, whoever the bad guy was.
I thought that would be the case, but I don't remember that happening. Maybe I got like distracted. I need to
I feel like
refresh.
he mentioned that as one point when he was like giving us more background on what happened later on, but they didn't really fully explain it, and
I got the vibe
I was
that this could have happened, yeah.
and I was just getting vibes of like Old Man Logan from the comic books, like when that that timeline where pretty much the same thing happened, all the X-Men
Mm.
died. So
Speaking of
yeah,
cameos, there was an Old Man Logan one too. Remember? Yeah.
yeah, like I'm trying to figure out. Now I'm just really confused because we saw so many Logans, and so in like in the timelines, like I, I I think this is why it gives it some rewatch value because there's a lot going on really.
Yeah,
So overall, pretty good movie. I'm glad.
great movie.
Yeah, I'm glad that if this is all we're getting this year from the MCU, that it was
Yeah,
a good
that
one.
was a good decision, I think. Because at some point it started feeling like not like a chore, but like an obligation to go and see them, and you didn't have enough time to get excited. And this time, I had all the time to get excited. I wasn't excited till the day before the movie.
I always say less is more. Like when there's
Yeah.
less to 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 consume, then it's a bigger deal, and that
Mhm.
just the box office goes to show. Um, I
And look
think
at what we
that
got this year. Like
Madam
97.
Web.
Okay, I rest my case. I got nothing.
I like Madam Web. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think I'm the only
Okay, yeah,
person in the world.
it was fun. I
Yeah,
did have
I
fun
think
when I watched it.
like it gave me nostalgic vibes for
Yeah,
the
it
same
was
era of like
silly.
bad movies. Like
Yeah, 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 and it followed the trope of those bad movies, like the plots.
yeah, like I like
It was
bad
fun,
superhero movies every now and then. Um,
right?
but I will say that with the X-Men, like it's kind of very exciting. Like you said, the cartoon and this movie, and just the future. We don't really know how much they're going to start fresh, or they're just going to bring old stuff back, or mix of both. But they can do anything they want to do at this point, and that's kind of exciting. But I will say that this movie did kind of dumb down the multiverse effect for me. Like you can't really take a lot of it seriously compared to like for me like with No Way Home or Multiverse of Madness. I feel like their concept or even Loki, like I feel like their concept of the multiverse was a bit more serious, whereas here it was this like exposition dump, plot device, getting characters from A to B. Like that's the least important part of this movie. Um, like they try to do this whole thing with the timelines and like uh your whole world is dying and it's my fault. Like I did it on purpose because I hate you. Like it was a little bit much for me, but it was like it was. I took it as like camp, like it's like fun. Like it was not really meant to be like hard science, or sci-fi in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that it did exactly what it needed to do. It wasn't trying too hard to connect to the other movies. It wasn't trying too hard to stand as a separate movie. Did it tie it all together? No, it didn't. But did it give the potential for it to be all tied together? Yeah.
Yeah, like even just bringing in Loki and the TVA, not Loki himself, but like just the TVA concept from Loki.
Mm.
Like I feel like it was important, but it's just kind of I feel this weird kind of disconnect because every time they reference a Marvel MCU TV show in these movies, there's always some kind of disconnect because they're not really made by the same people or at the same time even, like so like from WandaVision to Multiverse of Madness or from Secret Invasion to the Marvels or from Loki to this movie. Like I feel like there's a real effort being made to connect it, but at the same time I still do feel a disconnect as far as like
I mean, I'd say
they're just different.
in some things I do feel the disconnect, in some things I don't. Because different, yeah, but it's like different writers on a run, on a single run. Something like that.
Yeah, like I feel like the concept of the multiverse itself in the MCU is not uniform, and that's okay because the MCU is a big place with lots of different stuff going on. But like what happened in No Way Home, it almost makes you want like at this from hindsight, it almost makes you wonder why no TVA was involved or why you know there were no portals or whatever. Like like I don't know,
I
like
think the further we're gonna get, the more this will happen. Because some things you can't just, some things you make up as you go along. The
yeah, and
TVA
like
wasn't even there back then, so
and I do want to correct myself. Like there were portals in No Way Home. Like Doctor Strange was there,
yeah.
and like everyone's coming out of portal. Uh, but in this movie, it was TVA, and then because she had like a Doctor Strange sling ring, she sent them through a portal. So I guess that is consistent. Maybe I'm being overly critical.
Maybe. I'm trying not to think about these things because, like, when I know the reasons, it's all fine with me. So you don't need to necessarily mention everything, like, think up everything ahead of time, because that's not how the MCU started, and look where it got itself to. Because
Yeah,
it
I
started
definitely
like random things. They were throwing everything at the wall, seeing what sticks. Some things stuck, some things didn't. We don't talk about them, okay? Zorn.
yeah
Zornito.
we don't talk about Edward Norton.
Yeah, because we legally can't.
And although he was pretty decent in the role, I thought, but
Uh,
you
I
know,
I don't think that he was like I not my favorite movie.
yeah, not my favorite movie, but as a Bruce Banner, I thought he was pretty good. But
I thought he was
it,
okay.
it's old news. Like we're way past
Yeah,
that now.
we've
Although
moved on.
it would have been funny if we got Edward Norton Hulk cameo in this
I don't think
movie.
I think it's like way too pretentious to do that now.
They're saving all the Hulk characters for Captain America: Brave New World.
That's true.
Maybe
That's
not
true.
Bruce Banner, but like we're gonna have Thunderbolt
Red
Ross,
Hulk. Yeah,
uh,
and that's it.
Sabra. I mean, Sabra is like a whole character that everyone's mad about, but I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm not even going to get into all that.
Yeah, we already talked about that, by the way.
Yeah, we already talked about that. All right, so I guess we can start wrapping this up. So, any final thoughts you want to share today about the movie?
Yeah, definitely go see it again.
Go
Let's
see
make
it.
it the like biggest R-rated movie of all time. Why not?
We mu-
We
we
can do
might have
it.
already done that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Let's make it happen.
And yeah, I think I'm glad we got another must see Marvel movie. I think that I am still nervous about what's in store for the X-Men. Like, I don't particularly want the Fox universe to continue. I'm over it. I think
You
this is a
can
great
have like
send
New
off.
Mutants, okay?
I want new actors and a new storyline.
I think we
I
said
don't,
a pretty good farewell to it with the montage and everything. We
yeah,
had a montage, okay? This is over. It's
exactly.
over.
But remember the first time they tried to move away from it with the X-Men reboot of First Class, they ended up going right back to it,
But they didn't have a
and
montage.
they didn't have a montage. You're right,
Yeah,
but also this movie still left it kind of very open ended for a lot of multiversal characters to come back.
that's true.
So we'll see. Uh, we will see. I mean, do you want to see more comic accurate costumes,
Absolutely, yes.
or
That's all
or
I
do you
ever wanted.
like so? I feel like there's a good possibility we might get like basically like live action X-Men '97. You know, So we shall see. I don't know. I'm very curious now, but I'll stop
I'm
speculating and
excited.
yeah.
I hope we're gonna
Um,
get some news over this weekend.
okay, yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled. And yeah, maybe this conversation might air next week on YouTube. So if
And
you're
you already
listening,
know something that we don't.
right, yeah, you might already be listening from the
Yeah.
future.
Hello
And
from the past.
yeah, Days of Future Past right here.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess that's it for now. So thanks, Polly, for talking Deadpool Wolverine
Thank
with me.
you.
And we'll see you guys next time. Excelsior!